MHCGallery is a visual art gallery located on campus at Canadian Mennonite University in Winnipeg, Manitoba, Canada. We strive to be a space where people are invited to know, respect, and understand one another through artistic expression. Please visit cmu.ca/gallery to learn more. Today, I'd like to introduce you to our latest exhibit, Ukraine Close to Home by Margaret Shaw-MacKinnon. Margaret is a painter, celebrated children's book author, poet, and writer. Ukraine Close to Home explores her Ukrainian ancestry through a series of folk art style paintings currently on display at the gallery. She is also currently writing poems on the same themes. Margaret is the descendant of Senko and Pasya Kaskowski. They were immigrants of Ukrainian heritage who came to Canada in the first wave of immigration in the 1890s. Reconciling her heritage has required deep research and ancestral healing for Margaret, because her ancestors veiled their ethnic origins and anglicized their name when they came to Canada, in response to the systemic discrimination faced by those who are perceived as different. A series of 12 paintings in the exhibition use the spirit of Ukrainian folk art to expressively narrate the journey, hardships, and triumphs her ancestors faced.
So the way that I was working with the sense of Ukrainian folk art was through symbolism and through telling a story through the narrative of imagery. And each painting is a little history. It has icons that tell about a particular time and place and what was important to the people of that time and era, and also what was going on historically. And so each painting has that narrative aspect through the symbolism.
The story of Margaret's ancestors rings true for so many, even today. Her illustrative use of mythic folk tales, such as this painting of Vasilisa the Brave, calls attention to archetypal themes of good and evil that are at once nostalgic and moving. Here, Margaret's daughter modeled for the painting as the titular Cinderella-type heroine, Vasilisa, in a setting and manner reminiscent of Margaret's ancestors.
And so I had read the Baba Yaga myth in Women Who Run with the Wolves, and I thought, I'm going to, this myth has to do with my Ukrainian ancestry because it's an Eastern European story of Baba Yaga. How can I paint this? So I got my daughter Olivia to dress up like my own Ukrainian great-grandmother, Pasya, and we went to Fort White, and I took photographs of her feeding the chickens because I thought this is where this myth comes from. It comes from an agrarian life, and it comes from being close to the chickens. And so this was how this painting came about.
In these ways, Ukraine Close to Home is at once a personal history and a public discussion. In these divisive times, too many of our kin can relate to themes of hardship, displacement, and the loss of cultural identity. Across time and space, many cultures have both endured and perpetrated violence and trauma. Margaret's work calls attention to our yearning for freedom, peace, and cultural integrity. She celebrates the joy, hope, and human spirit that shines through trauma. Ukraine Close to Home is on display at MHCGallery until April 29th, 2023. See it at 610 Shaftsbury, Monday to Friday, 8:30 to 4:30, and Saturdays, 12 to 5. Visit cmu.ca/gallery for more detail.